everybody over on YouTube. I'm not sure if you can hear me or see me yet, but hello. Hello, everyone on YouTube. Maybe you can't hear me or see me yet. Let me refresh the screen. Here we go. Okay. Anyway, we are playing Penelope, Pendrick, and the Art of Deceit. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, we're gonna give it a good solid try. We're gonna persevere. We're not gonna get annoyed with a puzzle not being easy to solve. And like, hey, if a puzzle's hard to solve, shouldn't you just at least try to solve it instead of being like, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, so that's where we're at with this. We're gonna give Penelope a real shot. Like I said, I've heard really good things from people who, in the Nancy Drew subreddit, they were like really excited about the game and having a good time. And so maybe the reason I wasn't having a great time is because I just wanted it to be something it wasn't. And maybe I should get over it myself and actually give it a chance to impress me. Oh, I forgot. We gotta double check that the audio is good. So let's do that. Okay. I can hear the audio. It is not spectacularly loud, but I think it might be okay to put it up a little bit. Okay, I can hear the music and I can hear myself talking. Do we agree that that's sufficient? Huh. Oh, wait. That's my fault. I was like, why'd the music stop? But it's because I clicked out of the game. Okay, yeah. I feel like this is a good audio level for the music. Okay. Okay. Back into the game here to make sure that stays good. I'm gonna create some volume in my own ears. Okay, so we're playing a new game. Let's do classic detective because we are not seasoned investigators yet. And hit continue. Would I like to learn how to play before continuing? Yes, but I'm going to specifically look for particular things that I want to look at. Okay, so this is all just movements and interactions. I'm okay with that. Inventory and items. I think I'm okay with this. Combining items, right? Okay, time and sleep. Game time. 6 real life minutes is 1 hour in game. Okay. Okay, all of this stuff is self-explanatory. The notes system seems self-explanatory. There's a checklist that we can look at if we're having trouble, if we want to remind ourselves what we need to be doing next. And we can talk to people. The design to the left of the options represents what kind of choice is being made. The top image means there will be a chance to pick all of the selections. Okay. So if it's angled, you can click them all, but if it's kind of like curved like this, it means you pick one or the other, but then you're going to lose. Like you're picking from. You have to pick a branch, and then that's the direction you're going to go. Okay, so that's good to know. The phone in the room can be used to call additional characters, though not until we unlock the phone. Saving and loading seems self-explanatory. Okay, let's get into the game. This is a work of fiction. References to real people are purely for the sake of storytelling. Man, that's the second time that I wasn't able to read the whole thing. Okay. Menu. No. Note, also no.
I never expected that a community college degree in creative writing would somehow evolve into me being out in the real world solving mysteries. I mean, I was guessing that with an artistic major like mine, I'd probably end up working out of my field. But at a place like a fast food restaurant, or maybe a department store, if I was lucky. But life has always been known for throwing curveballs, I suppose, and who knew they'd actually be worth writing about? An average writer
I got
with
nervous.
above-average detective skills, critics called me. I ignored the blatant jab at my writing ability to relish in the fact that something I had written had actual critics. My writing had made it through the never-ending stack of submissions to independent literary journals and other various obscure magazines, and was now being read and talked about by other human beings. To my own surprise, however, the biggest source of my excitement wasn't my first success as an author, but as a detective.
Okay.
No one believed me when I said that Mrs. Jenkins' death wasn't what it seemed. Even someone who talked to the neighbors as little as I did would have known her well enough to confirm that she had no living family members. She would wistfully mention the lack thereof during the awkward conversations initiated by accidental eye contact while picking up our mail. So when her body was found with a currently dated letter from the brother I knew to have been dead for 5 years, I knew something was off. It was all a bit too involved of an adventure to actually get into right now. Long story short, I searched some records, talked to a few of her friends, broke into her apartment, and eventually had enough evidence to prove my theory. Turns out, the angry letter from her brother and the very suspicious gunshot wound to her head were just post-mortem attempts at staging a murder. In reality, the sushi chef at a struggling restaurant downtown prepared some pufferfish incorrectly, and the toxins were enough to kill the poor woman, rather than deal with the consequences brought on by the health inspectors. They made up a motive and set up a scene in an alleyway. Definitely creative. Fast forward to yesterday afternoon, I received a completely unexpected phone call. A small police force in the town of Carlisle, Connecticut, who knows how, had read my publication and tracked down my number. They're apparently in over their heads with some kind of unusual case, and wanted to find someone who could give a second opinion on everything that's been happening there during the past week. Based on how small their force is, and how sleepy their town sounds, it's my best guess that they don't normally have much crime to deal with, and this might be a bit out of their wheelhouse. To be fair, it's also a bit out of my wheelhouse, but they sounded pretty desperate on the phone. They'd have to be, and wanted to fly me there as quickly as possible. I don't know anything about the case, but they promised to fill me in once I arrive and get settled. Hopefully they realize I don't really know what I'm doing. But hey, that makes for a much more interesting story for the readers. So here I am, about to embark on my very first official case. I have a feeling that I have no idea what I've gotten myself into.
Okay. This is vastly different from the demo. The demo did not give you nearly as much background information. This gives me high hopes that maybe the reason that the demo was harder to get into was because of because it was pared down in order to be a demo, right? And maybe by paring things down, it also made it I'll make the commentary when we get to that part of the game. If certain parts are the same or different, and I have something to say about that, the comparison to the demo, I will. For now, I am really impressed with the in-depth introduction that we're getting here that we did not get in the demo. So that difference is noted, and I am like I said, I'm impressed with that. Okay, so I think we just click on the boarding pass if we want to move forward. Yeah, it was a nice touch. The typing it all out, the photos dropping as like in aligned with the storytelling. Getting more of a background on what happened to the neighbor. I liked all that, and the I broke into her apartment. I mean, that's so Nancy Drew that. So I'm enjoying that. Okay, let's go. So here's our boarding pass. We're going to fly economy to Connecticut. All right. Ooh, sorry. It seems like no matter how early I go to bed and how much sleep I get, I'm always still yawning. Okay, here we go. Miss Pendrick, since Carlisle isn't exactly a tourist destination, we don't have any hotels. Instead, we've set you up here at Rosewood Apartments. Nice and central, but I apologize in advance. Nice and central, but... ... I apologize in advance. We'll be in touch, Sergeant Russell. So this was not in the demo, I don't think. I recall in the demo you started off inside the room, maybe? Okay, so now I need to use... I've got that... So if I was on the looking, it would let me look at my key. And if you switch over here to the hand, you can use the key. All right, so here's the... All right, so we come in and we dump down our bags. Here I got a $3 Penelope key ring. I'm assuming if I grab this... Do I get to grab it? Or does it add it to my... This is... Okay, so this is where I ran into trouble with the demo as well. That every once in a while, it is not completely obvious what I am meant to do. Like, the cursor's not changing. I don't know if I'm supposed to pick this up. I mean, okay, so you just look at it and then that you're not grabbing it. Okay, great. Perfect. So that closes the luggage. And then, yeah, now I can turn around and answer the phone. Okay, so let's do this. There is some nice voice acting, so let's enjoy that.
Hello?
Hello, Miss Pendrick. This is Sergeant Russell. I'm going to be your contact down at the Carlisle Police Department during your stay here. Glad to see you had no problem finding your accommodation, and I hope you've had some time to get acquainted with the police. So, I have not had time to get acquainted with the place, actually, because the phone rang as soon as I walked in. However, that's fine. This branching, I don't recall having the ability to choose what I responded to him in the demo. I think that the demo just sort of went from his dialogue to mine to his to mine in a pre-scripted manner. So this is different and a welcome change, because in the demo, I think that it's a welcome change because it means that I have access to more of the tools. And I think that potentially the reason the demo was the things that I had that I was criticizing about the demo may well be simply because it was a demo and I didn't have access to certain things, which is great. I would love to find that out, that is the case. Additionally, I was impressed to note that the voice acting for both characters, myself and the sergeant, it's no AI voice acting. Like, these are real people reading these lines, and so that's nice. That's something I appreciate about a game, especially when it's a small indie team or a solo indie dev. Like, it's nice to know that they, that they went the route of having voice acting. Anyway, so we have some choices of what we can say. I'm happy to hear from you, Sergeant. I've been speculating about this case all day. The suspense is killing me. Good to meet you, Sergeant. Or if I couldn't find my room, that would make for a bad first impression of my detective skills. Oh, hang on. I'm remembering that maybe I did have dialogue choices, because I remember this line. If I couldn't find my room, that would make for a bad first impression of my detective skills. Again, yeah, and then the way that these dialogue choices are set up, it's like if you pick one, you can't say any of the others. I'm going to say I've been speculating about the case all day. The suspense is killing me. Although, to be fair, I'm not so sure that might be in poor taste.
I'm happy to hear from you, Sergeant. I've been speculating about this case all day. The suspense is killing me. Ooh, sorry. No pun intended.
Fortunately, from what we can tell, your unintended pun does not apply. Yet. But we do need to move quickly to make sure it stays that way. To put it mildly, the past week has been overwhelming. 3 people gone missing. One right after the other. Only a couple days in between each. Our entire department is 3 people, for crying out loud. We're not equipped to handle something like this. What we're equipped for is either graffiti related or have to deal with noise audience.
3 people in a week? All in this little town?
We've never seen anything like it. The worst part is that there's so many unknowns. Our gut is telling us that these disappearances are connected. You'd think they have to be, right? But try explaining that to the county chief. Without concrete proof, he just sees this all as a whole lot of coincidence, and potentially not even a crime. We're getting no outside help with this, no matter how much we beg.
Ah, okay. Well, that answers why you brought me up here, rather than literally any cop in the state. That one was the real mystery.
Desperate times calls for desperate measures, they say. No offense.
None taken, trust me.
Officer Vasquez was the one to read your publication. He relayed it to me afterwards, and we all agreed that you seemed to have some pretty solid intuition. It was his idea to reach out. Anyway, let's get down to business. I'll be sending you some documents that we...
Huh?
Unauthorized call time expended. Please enter 4-digit PIN to continue to use line.
Okay, so this happened in the demo as well. And so it seems to me like the first thing we should try to do is figure out what that 4-digit PIN is. While we're here, though, I did want to say one thing about the voice acting. It's a little bit weird how the sergeant's sort of like really angry about the fact that they're not used to dealing with this type of case. Like the frustration, it's understandable frustration, but the hot and cold, or the, you know, like the 0 to 180 kind of, or I guess 0 to 100. I don't know. I don't race cars, but anyway, it's that kind of like he's talking normally, then he's suddenly super angry, and then he flips back to sort of a normal tone of voice. Weird. Like that's just, and that's not a criticism or anything. My husband makes independent films, and he made an independent horror film, and one of the characters was like a demon, and there was a similar, like, it's like it just had that similar vibe where it's like, with a lack of proper direction, you know, sometimes actors, or voice actors in this case, can be like, well, okay, I know the tone of emotion that I'm supposed to be giving here, and then they kind of give it their all, but like maybe in this instance their all wasn't necessarily what was required for it. Like an amount of frustration, sure, but like it sounds like he's like, it sounds like I've been arguing with him about it, and now he's like reacting to me rather than conveying to me a frustration with a third party sort of situation. So that's something worth mentioning, just because I'm noticing it. I don't consider that to be super, I don't consider that to be a criticism of this in any way. Obviously that's all in the ear of the hearer, right? Like somebody could hear me say that and go, oh wow, you were really criticizing that voice actor a lot, or criticizing the direction of the voice acting. I don't want that to be the message that's conveyed here. I think things like this come with practice, and if this is an early attempt, first, second, third kind of attempt, it is completely natural for this sort of thing to sort of for this kind of thing to happen. It's like in my experience from witnessing indie filmmaking as a on like the not this side of the camera but the other side of the camera, I can say that it frequently, this is the kind of thing that happens where people are like, I'm not sure how angry my character is supposed to be, so I'm going to be real angry just to make sure that I'm really conveying anger to the audience. And it takes practice to learn how to say, okay, actor, thanks for that one. Can we do it again? But like tone your anger down to several notches. Don't worry. People will still get that they'll still get the message of the anger. But like, yeah, I get it. Especially when it's voice only, like that can be really hard because you're like, the only tool I have at my disposal right now is the tone of my voice. Certainly I can understand, wanting to be like, oh yeah, like he's frustrated. Let me show you how frustrated he is. Like, I get that. So yeah, this is like, this is kind of one of those things where the nuances of it you learn it with experience, how to be, more, like what level of emotion to put into the voice to convey a particular feeling. And, and as a director, that also comes with practice of learning like, okay, well, how much emotion do I want from my actor? So, yeah, because he did seem like super, 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 super angry. And I can understand like the character is probably extremely frustrated because 3 people have gone missing and he's very, very concerned about it. But it was a weird, the flow was, it had a weird flow is what I'll say. Anyway, regardless, never mind that. We are now here trying to find a PIN code so that the phone will work. And so instinctively, I want to open this drawer, but it is apparent that this drawer does not open. So I'm going to click here and take a look if any of the drawers over here in the dresser open. Okay, I've got a remote. Perfect. And it looks like they added it to my inventory. So unlike the key ring, this just automatically added to my inventory. Okay, and I've got a pizza. Like I can order pizza from this place. Or maybe I can visit it. We don't know. Either way, this obviously cannot be added to my inventory. So I'm going to click that. And I guess I can go ahead and close these drawers now. Oh, no, maybe not. Okay. Cannot close the drawers. Okay, they auto-close if you press back. Bottom drawers of here can't open. And then we've got the TV. Which I have a remote for it. Am I able to change channels or anything like that? Okay, so no. Off and on only. So I don't have a VHS tape. So we're going to have to wait till we get a VHS tape. Okay.
Weird.
I mean, I don't think it's weird. Art, right? Their eyes. It's a repeating pattern of eyes.
Weird.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'll take your word for it that it's weird. Can I look at the window at all? No. Can I look at the fridge? No. I can look at the stovetop. Oh, I can turn on the stovetop. Good to know, in case I need boiling water at some point. Okay, I can turn on the water. I don't think I could interact with the faucet or the knobs on the demo.
Weird.
So I have the same art 3 times in here. Okay, that's a door to go outside. Okay. Look at the ceiling plaster. It's right over my bed. Is that going to fall on me in the night at some point? Is that going to be part of the plot? Okay, and then this is the bathroom door, I think? Bathroom sounds, I like that. Okay, I'm realizing now that I'm covering up my inventory here. Let's see if that's better. Can you see the remote control now? Waiting to... You can barely see the remote control over here. Okay. Well, they're there. It's there, I promise. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll have to use this screen because I feel like this is blocking a little bit too much. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I'm going to switch over to that scene. Okay. So, in my notes, the room, number 101, that I'm camped out in while I'm here in Carlisle certainly isn't something out of the Waldorf Astoria. But I'll survive. If I had a mold allergy, it'd be another story. Nice to know I'll have 100 eyes watching me sleep every night. These eye patterns in my room are really strange. They're bolted to the wall, too. Apparently, to use the phone again, I'll need to find some kind of 4-digit code. Yet another quirk of this place, I guess. 3 people have gone missing, all in the same week here in Carlisle. It sounds like the county police chief thinks these disappearances are purely coincidence. It'll be my job to find proof otherwise. Under checklist, I've got explore my room and find the pin to reactivate my phone. And under questions, I don't have any questions yet. Okay, so I don't know what else I am meant to explore in my room. Like I walked the... Okay. Sergeant Russell Carlisle Police. Oh, sorry. Sergeant Russell Carlisle Police. 555-7283. Okay, so I found that note. And then that's that. Am I able to walk to this part of the room? No. And then on the... I can...
I don't want to sleep now.
Okay, so the alarm clock is only to be used if I want to go to sleep. But if I click here, it still says explore my room. So that was what I was finding in the demo, that it was like explore my room, but I couldn't find anything else to click on in my room. So I wasn't sure what I was meant to be exploring. And that I found to be a bit frustrating because is there more to explore that I don't know about, or what's the deal? Okay. Alrighty, we've got... Okay, so something might fall down the drain, and I'll have to unscrew this to get access to whatever that is at some point. Okay. Well, I guess we're gonna have to figure out what to do next. So let's go out in the hallway here. We cannot go to the window. Okay, no problem. Right.
Hello?
Take a hint.
Do you have a second?
Fine. What? Who even are you? Actually, you know what? Don't tell me. You've already wasted enough of my time.
Nice to meet you too. I'm really sorry to bother you. I just have one quick question and I'll get out of your hair.
I'm really sorry to bother you. I just have one quick question. Then I'll get out of your hair.
Well, spit it out. What do you want?
I just moved into the room next door and...
My condolences. To both me and you.
And I was kicked off the landline. It's asking for some kind of pin to activate it again.
If I tell you how that thing works, can we agree that this door is now permanently off limits?
You don't have to need me twice. You don't need to ask me twice. You don't have to need me twice. Jeez Louise. Unfortunately, I can't really promise that. Listen, I'm gonna lie so I can get the code.
You don't need to ask me twice.
Now you're getting me. The phone code is 9, followed by your room number.
Thank you. There's no way I would have guessed that on my own.
Thank you. There's no way I would have guessed that on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Hey, I never caught your name.
Wait,
Did I drop it?
we're not meant to be talking
That
to her
exchange
anymore.
really brightened up my day.
Hey, leave her alone. She told us not to talk to her anymore. Okay. What about this door? Rattle, 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 rattle. Rattle, 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 rattle. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Okay. In the demo, I never even tried knocking on the neighbor's door. I didn't even try interacting with any of the doors in the demo. So that was on me. Upstairs, there's going to be some stuff to do, but let's first at least go back to our room and enter the code. Maybe we can phone back the sergeant and finish our conversation. Okay.
Unauthorized call time expended. Please enter 4-digit PIN to continue to use line.
Okay. 9101.
Caller authorized.
Okay. 5 5 5 7 2 8 3. Here we go.
Carlisle Police Department, Sergeant Russell speaking.
Hi, Sergeant. It's Penelope again.
Penelope! We got a guy here who bet you were already hightailing it back to Virginia. Zimmerman, you owe me 20.
Not quite yet. Although I'll probably end up questioning that decision. Sorry about that, by the way. Getting cut off like that. The landline here is a little funky.
You're back, and that's all that matters. Now, what had I been saying?
You're in the middle of praising my intuition. Something about documents, I think?
Something about documents, I think?
Yes, right. Missing person reports we have filled out for the individuals. I'll be sending you some copies soon, so look out for that.
These 3 people that went missing, what can you tell me about them?
The first call we received concerned Mr. Gerald Cook. He's an older gentleman, late 60s, who owns a bookstore on Main Street.
Okay.
The second, more concerning call was from Mrs. Eileen Davies, in reference to her son, Terrence.
Oh,
The
no.
boy had apparently not come home after school that day. He's only 15, which has really started to raise some red flags.
Oh,
Then,
no.
only 2 days after that, a third person was called in. The caller couldn't provide a name for the woman. Only said that she's been coming to a specific diner for breakfast at 9 a.m. sharp every single day for years. This was the 3rd day in a row she hadn't shown, and the caller found this to be very out of character.
Interesting. Can you tell me more about Gerald Cook?
Can you tell me more about Gerald Cook?
Never met the man personally, but I had heard his name prior to all this. His bookstore, Novel Books, is a bit of a hub in this part of town. The place is practically a rec center for the entire population of Carlisle over the age of 65. In fact, it was one of those old timers that made the call at the crack of dawn to tell us that Gerald had to open up shop as usual and was nowhere to be found.
Crack of dawn? I take it Gerald is normally very punctual, or did the caller mention seeing any signs of a struggle or break-in?
I take it Gerald is normally very punctual?
Doesn't sound like the type to take spontaneous sick days, if that's what you mean. If interviewing the regulars told us one thing, it's that Gerald has never pulled a stunt like this in all his days of working there. That day we went out and interviewed maybe 20 or so people, and Vasquez canvassed the place once we got inside. Nothing. The place was pristine. Cash register locked. Interviewees all giving the same story.
How did you end up getting inside? Or what story was that?
And what story was that?
Anyone who had seen him the day before said it was a perfectly ordinary day. Gerald had been his chipper old self, and he locked up the store as usual at 7 p.m.
Okay,
Did
okay.
anyone witness him at all between 7 p.m. and opening the next day?
Not a soul. He even talked to the guy who seemed like Gerald's right-hand man in running the store. He even had a key. Mitchell Hart, I think his name was. For someone who knew our victim well, he didn't have anything helpful to add.
Huh.
Say he didn't have a clue where Gerald normally goes after closing, besides home. He also took us to Gerald's apartment, right above the store. But when we knocked, there was no answer.
Okay.
I wonder if anyone else has a key besides this Mitchell guy. Maybe Gerald was mugged and someone pickpocketed him.
It'll be right out of the ne'er-do-well's playbook. Mug an old guy in an alley, steal his keys, rob his place, then lock up on the way out. That's why right now, our first priority is to get into that cash register. If money is missing, that'll simplify everything and give us a little direction. For Gerald's case, at least.
Okay.
The address of Gerald's bookstore is 225 Main Street. Go take a look around for yourself.
Can you tell me more about Terrence Davies? Can you tell me more about the diner woman? Or thanks, Sergeant. Guess it's time for me to get out there and start playing detective.
Can you tell me more about Terrence Davies?
Terrence just turned 15 a few months ago. If he was any younger, all the cops in the county would be swarming around this case like flies to a rotten lunch meat. He's right at the age where the chief can shrug his disappearance off as a rebellious kid doing rebellious kid things.
Does
Terrence
have any
Oh,
history
sorry.
of running away or causing trouble?
Not according to his mother, at least not according to what we could piece together through the tears. Either way, we suspect she views her son through some rose-colored glasses, because interviews from fellow students and teachers at his high school painted a slightly different picture of him.
Does he get into trouble at school? Did they describe him as some kind of bully?
Does he get into trouble at school?
It sounds like he's mellowed out some now that he started high school. He holds quite the impressive record for previous years, but his current teachers just described him as some disruptive class clown type, not some menace to society.
What exactly has he done?
You name it. He had a rebellious streak in middle school according to the school documents, suspended multiple times, never hurt anyone or anything like that, but played hooky a lot. Pulled the fire alarm once and also called a fake bomb threat in as a joke in the 7th grade.
Okay, then. I can kinda see where the chief is coming from.
But even if Terrence is just falling back into old habits, we still need to track him down for his mother's sanity. And by extension, ours.
And like for his safety, he's still only a 15-year-old kid. When and where were Terrence last seen? What's his family life like?
What's his family life like?
It's just him and Mrs. Davies. No siblings, no father in the picture. Explains why she's so attached.
Could you tell if there was any strain in their relationship?
Who knows? From the sound of it, they spend more time together than an average mother and teenage son duo. But you can't see under the surface.
This is true. When and where was he last seen?
Well, when and where was Terrence last seen?
Teachers, classmates, and friends all said he left school at 3 p.m. with the rest of the kids. He told his friends he was going hiking, which they said was a regular thing he'd do. No one has heard from him since.
Huh. Did anyone say where he normally hikes, or did he seem upset or anything as he was leaving?
Did anyone say where he normally hikes?
No, there are hundreds of trails around this area, not to mention the woods and cliff. He could have gone anywhere that day. We'll get you in contact with Mrs. Davies. Once she calms down a bit, I'm sure she'll give us more to work with.
Hope
Not sure
so.
how much luck you'll have with her, but feel free to give her a call.
Okay.
Phone number is 203-555-0927.
Cool. Can you tell me more about the diner woman?
Can you tell me more about the diner woman?
Ah, yes, Jane Dell. I wanted to call her Victim X. I thought it was catchy. But you know, protocol. She's our shakiest case by far. Called in missing by a waitress just because she decided not to get breakfast at the Sunrise Diner for a couple mornings? No wonder the chief won't give us the time of day.
But the waitress thought she had good enough reason to notify the police. So there must be something to it.
It's true that she's genuinely concerned. Said that the very few times Jane didn't show over the past couple years, she leave little notes on napkins with the tip the day before. Not this time.
How does Jane know if she's going to have a cold? Notes? She didn't just tell them? Or she really ate at the same diner every single day for years? It must have some incredible food.
Notes? She didn't just tell them?
The waitress describes Jane as an incredibly quiet, solitary woman. Said when Jane first started eating there, she thought Jane was deaf, but no, just quiet.
Well, if she was really that reclusive, that would explain why nobody knows anything about her.
There's our problem. Jane would only speak to order and say pleases and thank yous. She didn't sit around chatting up the help for hours.
If she wasn't there to hang out with the waitresses, what did she do every single morning?
Read
Ate
books.
breakfast.
Lots of them. And not just the type with shirtless cowboys on the cover, but books with real substance. Textbooks even. And all subjects, especially history. The waitresses said that Jane would set up every day in the same booth, take a few books out of her bag, and read and take notes while she ate.
Interesting. I wonder if doing this was work-related or a hobby.
Okay, what did you investigate and who did you interview in regards to Jane? Or did she frequent any other locations besides the diner?
What did you investigate, and who did you interview in regards to Jane?
What can we investigate? No one knows her name, address, place of work, family, acquaintances. We examined her favorite booth at the diner and interviewed everyone who works there. All we know is that she's been coming there for roughly 3 years. Is quiet, reads a lot, and has tried everything on the menu.
None of the workers said she was acting differently the last day she was seen?
No one was paying enough attention to remember. But one of the waitresses did hold on to what's currently our shred of evidence, a napkin with some chicken scratch. She was planning to return it to Jane the next day, but you know how that story ends.
Did she frequent any other locations besides the diner? How would he know?
Did she frequent any other locations besides the diner?
My only guess would be a library. Owning all those books would cost an arm and a leg. Thing is, Carlisle doesn't have its own library, and there are too many to count in neighboring towns.
Wow, this is like trying to track down a ghost.
You're telling me. All I can say is keep an eye open while you're investigating the other two. That's the best we can do right now. I'll send the napkin along with the other documents.
Okay.
So, Penelope, how did you know more about what we're dealing with here? What's going on through your head?
I think the disappearances are related. I don't think the disappearances are related, but these people are still victims of something. I don't think these people are victims of any crime at all. I don't think any of these things. I don't think any of these three things.
I don't think the disappearances are related, but these people are still victims of something. Gerald could have been mugged and robbed. Something could have happened to Terrence while he was out hiking. Maybe he got hurt or lost. And Jane... It's hard to say, but it definitely seems like she didn't plan to disappear.
Interesting hypothesis. We'll see if it holds up. But first things first, keep an eye out for those reports we'll be sending.
Thanks, Sergeant. I guess it's time for me to get out there and start playing detective.
Good luck.
Huh.
Call us anytime. And
Okay.
Thanks again for coming up here. Having a new nose around to sniff out leads might be exactly what we need.
Hi, story retold. I see that. No, I played a bit of the demo last week, and the demo, I think, maybe I feel like I didn't give it enough of a good shot, so I'm starting the game, and I just started about maybe 45 minutes ago. So yeah, we're not very far yet. We've looked around the apartment. We knocked on the neighbor's door to get the code for the phone, and that's about as far as we've gotten. So unfortunately, yeah, I don't think I can offer very much by way of help. But I am interested in figuring out or exploring the building some more. What do my notes say I need to do? Let's see. Checklist. Explore my room. I'm not exactly sure how to explore my room. Yeah, there's a lot of dialogue at the start. Yes, there is. Find the pin to reactivate my phone. So why didn't this get Oh, I scratched them off when I'm done. Oh. I didn't know that I was meant to be the one scratching them off. Visit novel books. Open Gerald's cash register. Keep an eye out for the police reports. Give Eileen Davies a call. Well, then maybe I did explore my room. Let me know if you need any hints. You know what? I definitely will. I always vocalize when I'm like, I'm stuck and I need help. So, I will, if that happens, I will say that. Okay. I read my notes up to here, so now I'm going to continue. Well, my neighbor in room 102 is certainly a barrel of laughs. I wish my first encounter with her could also be the last, but I'll probably have to ask her a few questions about the disappearances at some point. As a local, there's a chance she could have some valuable information. The pin for the phone is 9, followed by my room number. If I happen to solve the grocery list first, let you know. Okay. Gerald Cook, an older man, went missing first. He didn't open his bookstore as usual, and his regulars found no sign of him anywhere. There's no evidence of forced entry in the store, and nothing was stolen or out of place. Those interviewed said that the previous day they saw him was completely ordinary. The only notable interviewee was Mitchell Hart, who had a spare key to the store. My nose is running. Sorry, that's gross. Sergeant Russell thinks I should focus on finding a way to get into the bookstore's cash register. Whatever is or isn't inside could provide serious motive. High schooler Terrence Davies was the second person reported missing. His mother called the police that night after he didn't come home from school all day. He's had a troubled streak in the past, but his mother swears he'd never run away. He was last seen by teachers and classmates at school, and his friends mentioned that he said he was going hiking instead of home, which is a usual hobby for him. His mother is upset, but must know more than she feels like talking about right now. I don't know why we think that she must know more. The mystery woman, Jane, was the third person to be called in missing. Oh, gosh. I think I'm going to have to take some allergy pills again today. My goodness. My nose is runny and stuffy. My eye is watering. I got so many things going wrong with me today. She frequented the Sunrise Diner, but hasn't shown up for 3 days. One of the waitresses made the call to the police that Jane was missing because of how unusual this behavior was for her. Jane normally spent her time at the diner reading intellectual books and taking notes. She rarely ever spoke, so none of the waitresses knew her name, let alone anything else about her. For this reason, there's no leads on her yet. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna see. Like, can I scratch off something that I didn't do yet?
It's not done yet.
Okay, perfect. So if I've scratched these off, if it lets me scratch it off, it's because it's done. Okay. Here we have a tape measure. Ooh, I was able to steal it. Yahoo! A screwdriver. Yep, I'll take it. Okay, cool. An used straw. I've always wanted one of those. No commentary? Penelope, come on. You gotta comment on things when I look at them. Okay. Is that window open? Hard to say. What do we got here? Oop. I will take this key.
No one is using this right now.
Room 203. Check supplies. Huh. Okay. Can I look at anything else? Paint the walls pink for all I care. As long as you're paying the lease, you're the operating owner. So go ahead and renovate whichever way your heart desires. Signed, E. Don't know who that is. Okay. That's interesting. Okay. And then we have emergency fire exit, routes, ground, and level 1. So here's our room. If there's a fire, we have to exit through the front door. Make sense? All right. I cannot just pull that for no reason. I'm kind of glad about that. Alrighty, let's go to the second floor. And the banister's all leaning and weird. Okay, we got room 200. Rattle, rattle, rattle. Okay. Room 202. We're not allowed to look at this. Oh, so the sconce has been removed. 201. Okay. 203. Oh yeah, we have the key for 203. So what can we do in here? Ooh, how to remove rust. You'll need water, dish soap, a measuring cup, rubber gloves, oxalic acid powdered, steel wool, or sponge. Step 1. Before starting the process, make sure you're wearing rubber gloves to protect your hands from the mild acid. Step 2. Begin by pouring roughly 2 cups of water into a large plastic bucket. Step 3. Add 3 drops of dish soap, enough to create suds, and then place the rusted object into the bucket. Step 4. Use your scrubbing tool of choice to clean the object. This will remove excess dirt and loose rust. Step 5. Remove the rusted object from the bucket and rinse in running water. Step 6. Dump bucket. Then there's more on the back here. Mix the solution. Pour enough clean water into the empty bucket to submerge the object, but avoid excess to prevent waste. Before adding acid, identify the type and quantity of rust to be removed. Utilize the charts on the following page. Once the proper amount in ounces of oxalic acid has been calculated using the measurements below, add to the bucket. Do not place the object into the bucket until checking the amount of soaking time needed. This information is on the following page. Place the object into the bucket and make sure to keep track of time. Not waiting long enough can cause poor removal, and waiting too long can cause additional corrosion. Once the required time has passed, remove the object from the bucket. Rinse in running water to remove any loose rust. Set down and examine your object thoroughly. If rust is completely removed, congratulations! Your rust removal journey has come to an end. If an unsatisfactory level of rust remains, repeat the steps in the mixed solution section. Remember to reevaluate quantity and adjust amounts of acid as needed. Step 9. Dump the bucket if finished or before restarting this section. And then, depending on your acid measurements, could be yellow, red, black, or brown. And light, medium, or heavy. For an object with light levels of black rust submerged in 72 ounces of water, you will need 1 ounce of acid per 4 ounces of water because it's black. Quantity, 1 ounce of acid per 12 ounces of water equals 6 ounces. 18 minus 6 is 12. Oh, because if it's light, you have to subtract 1 ounce for every 12 ounces of water. Got it. Okay. Whew. Okay, and then there's another page. Yellow iron oxide hydroxide, yellow or golden in tone, tends to appear as dripping or streaking. Red is hydrated oxide, can vary from reddish brown to orange, corrodes uniformly, creating an even look. Black iron oxide appears black, often with brown or red patches or edges, very thin and stain-like, and brown iron oxide is reddish to true brown, does not corrode uniformly, and appears in localized patches. Uniform corrosion, this is light, medium, or heavy, and then non-uniform corrosion, light, medium, or heavy. Ooh, someone posted a written walkthrough on Steam in the community section. I snuck a peek and realized I was missing something. Got around. Good luck. Good luck, story retold. Have fun. Soak time by quantity. Light, 5 minutes. Medium, 8 minutes. And heavy, 10 minutes. How to remove rust. Okay, so this is a whole thing that we're going to do later. Do I get to keep this, or do I need to come back and reference this later should I need it? Okay. Perfect. Okay. And can I grab anything else here? Thank you. Have fun as well. I will. Thank you so much. Okay. Here's a box of screws. May I steal some of them? Perhaps not. Maybe I don't need them yet, so I won't take them yet. Joe's stuff. Don't touch or I'll eat your lunch. I saw this in the demo, but I couldn't figure out. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm meant to.
I don't think that's right.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm supposed to, if there's a hint for this somewhere that I should have seen but did not see yet. It does not look like I can turn around. So we're going to go through this door. And I guess we'll keep on rattling doorknobs. You can solve this. I can solve it right now? Okay, well then I'll go back and try. Thank you. I feel like I saw door number... Did I see 5 and 6? Explore that room better. I will. Thank you. Okay, let's go back to the room and see what we can see. All right. Aha. Okay. ToolSafe Pro. Living a latch-free life. The ToolSafe Pro latch-free toolbox takes convenience and security to new levels. Our proprietary design makes heavy, bulky combination locks a thing of the past without compromising the safety of your tools. The ToolSafe Pro features an easy-to-use built-in combination lock system as well as a sturdy metal frame. A larger storage area than the original ToolSafe and removable plastic tray to best utilize your space. How to operate. To set your combination for the first time, flip tabs 1 through 8 in your desired order. Important, write down your combination on the provided diagram below. ToolSafe is not responsible for lost combinations or permanently locked tools. To lock your ToolSafe Pro, set tabs back to their original off positions. To unlock, flip each tab to its on position, one at a time, in the order you have set. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, let's see. So, I am going to one is the bottom one, then the top. Okay, then wait. One is the edge. Then 2 is the top. Then 3 is the front edge. 4, okay. I have to... Let me see. I'm bummed that we can't keep this in our hands. Well, I mean, I guess we can. There's no rule that says I can't take a picture of this with my phone. Okay, let's look at this. So, one is this edge here. Then 2 is the top, but there's 2 on top here. Maybe I'm misinterpreting this. Let's try it this way. Let's see if this is 1, and then this is 2, then 3. I don't think this is right. 4 is the other side of this. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. I don't think this is right. Okay, hang on a second here. Oh, okay. They're pointing to the face where the thing is. So this is 1. Okay, got it. That's 1. And then this is 2. This is 3. If you're looking at the top and the thing is that way, this is 4. Then 5. Hang on. I have no idea. Nope, that's not right. Okay. Okay. This end? Then 2. Okay. Then 3. Then 4. 5. Wait. 5. 6. Wait, no. No, that was not right. Okay, hang on. Okay, hang on. I am really having a hard time figuring out whether these arrows are pointing... Okay, so just to refresh our memory, I have taken a picture of this. And I am having trouble figuring out what is this 1 pointing at? The face or the bottom part of this? What are these 2 pointing at? All right, so let's try this again. I've taken a picture of this so that I can refer to it. Okay. I'm going to say that this is 1. Okay. Then 2 is this one. Then 3 is the top where the handle is aimed at it. So that's 3. Then 4 is this one. Okay. 5 is the back. 6 is the other one of these. Okay. 7. Wait, no. That was wrong. Oh, shoot. That wasn't 6. Okay, hang on. I did it wrong. I'm going to try again. Okay, here we go. 1 down here. Okay. 2 here. 3 is one of these ones. 3 is this one. Okay. Four is this. No, wait, that doesn't make sense. No. Shoot. Okay, wait. What? 4 and 6 don't make any sense at all to me. Because 4 and 6 and 3 and 7 seem to be pointing at the same thing. Okay. Let me try again. Okay. What if this is 1? Okay. So that's that edge. 2 is this. Okay. 3 is this. 4 is this. 5. Okay, so if 4 is this and 6 is this, 8 would be... Wait, no, because now 8 has nowhere to go. God, what is this stupid thing? This makes no sense. Okay. Okay, 2 and 5 are on the top. Okay, got it. 1. 2 and 5 are on the top. 5 is this one, so this is 2. 2. Okay, then 3. Okay, then 4 is this. 5 is this. 6 is this. 7 is this. And 8 is this. Phew! That was rough, guys. That was very rough. But at least we got it. Let's grab this can of lubricant. Is there anything else to grab from here? Lubricant. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. 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 Do we need any of these screws? No, we don't. Okay. Okay. None of this stuff. Let us go downstairs. Into our room. Is there anything in here we need to use any of these tools for? Okay, no. No. Alright, let's see what our notes tell us we need to be doing. Explore room 203. Okay, explore the rest of the apartment building.
Not done yet.
Okay, I have not explored the rest of the apartment building. Okay. Alright, what have I not explored in the apartment building?
Whoa. What happened here?
Okay, now have I explored the apartment building?
That's not done yet.
Okay, got it. I don't know what I have to do else, but I clearly have not done everything I can do.
That doesn't work.
Okay. Can you please let me... Okay. Let's... Zap, zap, zap. Just kidding. Okay. Okay. Oh, is there anything here? Ooh, a shopping
Something
list
about
in the
this
trash.
shopping list is unusual. I'd better hold on to it.
Okay. 8, 30, 2, 3, 5. Wonder if that means anything. Because everything else is just like a single thing, but then that's 8 cherries, 30 grapes, 2 pears, 3 bananas, 5 blueberries. Why is apple 0? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 5, no 6, 7, 8, 9, 9, 0. Okay, that I don't think is going to help. Well, we're hanging on to the grocery list. I don't know what that's for. I guess we'll go out into the world now. Okay, so we can go to novel books. Novel books. Alright, we're inside of novel books.
Excuse me.
This must be Mitchell?
Miss, I think you might have the wrong address.
Thanks for your concern. But no, this is...
Sorry, let me rephrase. Bookstores, generally speaking, are for those who can read.
What?
The front door. There is a sign that states in perfect English that this store is closed.
Interesting observation from a guy sitting alone in a closed store. I know. I actually have special permission to be here. What if I told you in perfect English that you're sitting in what might be a crime scene?
I know. I actually have special permission to be here.
Special permission, huh? Is that what the kids call trespassing these days?
I've been sent by the police concerning the disappearance of Gerald Cook. My name is Penelope Pendrick. And you are?
I apologize for doubting your ethics and literacy. The name's Mitchell. Under usual circumstances, I helped Gerald run novel books, but now I'm useless.
Why?
Mitchell Hart. The sergeant mentioned you to me.
You have a key to the store, correct? Logically, that would make you a prime suspect. What? That? Oh, wow. Is that really how you want to proceed, Penelope? Conversely, having someone who knows Gerald well will be much more useful than you realize. You'll have plenty of chances to help us.
Conversely, having someone who knows Gerald well will be much more useful than you realize. You'll have plenty of chances to help us.
I already told them everything I know, which has clearly led nowhere.
Can you describe to me the last time you saw Gerald that day?
Like I told the cops, it was a completely normal day. I was sitting here for an hour or so before closing time, and then at 7 o'clock to help corral any stragglers out of the store.
Okay.
Say goodnight to Gerald, who was doing the usual nightly organizing and pencil pushing, and headed home.
So he wasn't acting unusually in any way?
Not at all. Albeit the store was having a busy streak, which kept Gerald pretty occupied. So no downtime to shoot the breeze.
Okay. Thanks for the information.
Would you mind if I asked you some more questions? Or would it be okay if I took a look around? Let's look around first.
Would it be okay if I took a look around?
Go right ahead. The cop here only did a quick walkthrough. Didn't seem very thorough.
Well, let's start with this. Or not. Okay. I am going to, in my notebook, copy down A, B, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, etc., etc. So it looks like A was over the O, and B is over P, C is over Q, etc., etc. S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Okay. And then I would B, W, X, Y, Z, and then over here, Z is over N, Y is over M, X is over L, W is over K, V is over J, and then so on going backwards. I, H, G, F, E, D, C, B, A. Wait, why do I have too many letters here? N, M, L, K, J, I, H, G, F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Oops, I left out R by accident, like a silly fool. Okay, hang on. I'm fixing my mistake. Okay, so hopefully there will be some kind of a cipher to be deciphered, and we'll have the code right here to crack it. Okay. What's in the bookshelves? Anything interesting? Encyclopedia of Gardening by Helen Weaver, Ronald Severs, and Curtis Aaron. Chapter 1, The Basics. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Oh, seems like maybe we're going to need some information about planting zones at some point. Okay. Keep that in mind as something to look at. Oh. Of the second sally of our worthy knight Don Quixote of La Mancha, Okay. Okay. Is there only the one? Okay. I don't know if that's going to be helpful. We'll have to look at that again later. Maybe. None of these books lit up? Okay. The Complete Guide to Shoemaking by Richard L. Moorfield. Measuring and shoe size conversion. Ooh, I wonder if we're going to find a footprint somewhere. We've got a measuring tape here. That's cool. What else have we got? Oh, there's a top part of the bookshelves that we can also look at. Small Towns of Connecticut. Carlisle. The small coastal town we know today as Carlisle was originally home to a small community of Puritans who had fled the Massachusetts Bay Colony in pursuit of religious reformation in the early 1600s. Gradually, over the course of the next 200 or so years, this puritanical settlement developed into a conglomeration of smaller townships and self-governed outposts. In the early 1800s, social and legal reforms were beginning to change the landscape of the nation. The town of Carlisle was officially founded in 1848 by namesake Mayor Jonathan Carlisle, in conjunction with state officials, by combining those once disparate townships into one. I think this is supposed to say disparate. Today, Carlisle is best known for its annual Strawberry Festival. The festival has been a summer treat for residents and visitors alike since the year 1930. When the Great Depression devastated the country, the town of Carlisle hoped to raise its citizens' morale through the amusement and sense of community that the Strawberry Festival offered. Carlisle's lesser-known claim to fame, however, came in the form of a distinguished guest. Find the link.
A famous artist visiting a very not famous town for such a long time is pretty unusual. Gerald seems very interested in this.
A few years before his death in 1972, the prolific Dutch artist Maurits Cornelius Escher visited its shores. Using nature and mathematical principles as inspiration, M.C. Escher's works explored the concepts of tessellations, impossible objects, reflection, symmetry, and perspective. Although Escher only achieved fame after his 70th birthday, his artistic works have contributed to advancement in not only art, but also mathematics and engineering. His pieces were often cited in technical papers and studies. During the course of his life, Escher made over 2,000 drawings and sketches and an amazing 448 lithographs and woodcuts. Although he was most well known for these prints and drawings, Escher also designed tapestries and postage stamps, illustrated books, and painted large-scale mirrors. I wonder if those eye paintings in my room are related to because those are tessellations. M.C. Escher. Anyway. Here are some numbers. Oh, there's a number to call. Contact John Brandom, 339-555-0668. Okay, according to sources at the time, a local Dutch-speaking family generously offered their home to Escher during these difficult few months, understandably spent out of the public eye. Regardless, his time spent in Carlisle remains a unique part of his history. Interesting. Okay, we'll look into that some more. How about any books here? Okay, nope. This shelf. Oh, here we go. A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Oh, there's a W. Okay. Okay. Okay, it looks like I looked at all of those books. Oh, okay. Are these the same books that I already just looked at? Oh, nope. Jane Eyre. Okay, so we had an O and an M. We had a W, and now we have an I. Okay. The Divine Comedy. Okay, then we have an N and an R. N R A. Okay. I wonder if the page numbers matter for these. Oops. Did I already look down here? Okay, hang on. I need to like, okay. Okay, I need to get out of this area. Okay. All right. There's a lot of letters on display here. Y N L U E S R O O B E. Whoops. Huh. Let's see. A T H. Okay. It's very hard to say what orientation these letters would have relative to each other, given that they're puzzle pieces, you know? D-O-N-T. But except this O, like, this is not a edge piece. The D isn't a corner piece. But there's like a corner piece that has an O, a corner piece that has a D, and a corner piece that has an R. And the R is mirrored. Edge pieces have an L, an E, an A, and then the rest of them are middle pieces. I don't know if we were meant to build the puzzle, that might allow us to reveal more, but I'm not sure that that's the case. Al, your move. Jake, P.S. You forgot your glasses. Okay. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is yet. Several of these things are going to have I don't think are going to have relevance to me right away. I think that there's going to be more information that is needed. New arrivals, David Copperfield, Pride and Prejudice, The Scarlet Letter. Interesting. Those are not new books, though. On the Origin of the Species by Charles Darwin. Oh, here's another one. O and X. E. And down here, The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. The Raven. Here's the letter B. A letter B. Yeah, I don't know if the page numbers matter. Maybe I should be noting those as well. Okay. Short stories for children. Little Jenny's Spider.
This little Ginny gal is pretty smart.
All right, let's read it. Once there was a young girl by the name of Jenny. She was maybe 6 years old at the very most, and quite proud of it. For the most part, Jenny was a good little girl. She picked up her toys and cleaned her room. She was even nice to her 4-year-old sister Carolyn, who could be loud at times. There was only one thing that would always get Jenny into trouble.
I should finish up what I'm doing.
And that was cookies. Jenny loved cookies more than anything, even more than being good. The problem with Jenny's love for cookies was that Mother only allowed 1 cookie per day and never before meal times. The time was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Jenny's tummy was beginning to grumble for want of a cookie, but Mother would definitely not allow it an hour before dinner. So Jenny thought and came up with an idea. The cookie jar was perched on the countertop in the kitchen where Mother was beginning to clang pots and pans in preparation for cooking. If Jenny could somehow get Mother out of the kitchen, she knew she could sneak in and quickly snatch a cookie unseen. But how to accomplish such a task? Once Mother began cooking, almost nothing could pull her away. Nothing except bugs. Jenny knew that Mother hated bugs in the house more than anything and would stop whatever she was doing to dispose of them. Excited by her clever plan, Jenny ran to her bedroom where she kept her collection of toys and pulled the ugliest, biggest toy spider out of her toy chest. She then tiptoed back into the back room of her house, which was used for storage. On an old table with peeling paint, Jenny carefully positioned the spider next to her father's stacks of old newspapers. Running frantically into the kitchen, Jenny shouted, "Mother, Mother, there's a spider! A spider!" Mother grabbed the fly swatter off the wall and took off towards the back room with a look of determination. With a lightning-quick move, Jenny grabbed a cookie out of the jar and stuffed it into her pocket. Mother returned a half-minute later with a slightly perplexed look on her face. "Jenny, that was a plastic spider." "Oh, I'm sorry, Mother. I thought it was real," Jenny murmured as a sly smile formed on her lips, and she clutched the cookie tightly in her hand. Jenny felt no remorse. It sounds like we're going to need to trick somebody to leave a room by using something tricky. Okay. I think we're going to need to use this in conjunction with the gardening book to figure out something, but I'm not sure what. Still, it's good to know this exists. Okay. Candy, 99 cents each. Greetings from Pueblo, Colorado. Well, that's interesting, but why would we have a Pueblo, Colorado? Greetings from Ciudad Juarez, Old Mexico. Interesting. Greetings from Vermont. Greetings from Alabama. Greetings from Albany, New York. Greetings from Reno, Nevada. And finally, greetings from Virginia. That's where I'm from. Okay. Now, I've been told that I need to hurry, so I'm assuming I won't have access to the store for a bit. Oh, what's this? Hang on. Go here. Turn around. And look at this. Novel books. 225 Main Street, Carlisle, Connecticut. 22116. 1. Crime and Punishment. $4.95. 40 cents tax. Total $5.35. Okay. Interesting. The cash register's locked. Yeah, I can't do anything about that. What about this door? Also locked. Okay. What do we have here? Third from top, 6, 7, 8 from left. E, G, Z, I, U, Z, P, D, M, U, Z. Don't forget. Huh. Hang on a second. E, G, Z, I, U, Z, P, D. E, P, M, U, Z. Okay. Whoops. All right. The letters spell sun, wind, rain. Third from top, 6, 7, 8 from left. Don't forget. I wonder if I can go do that right now. Hang on, is there anything else in here? We love you, Grandpa. Aww. Anything else? The Zentner Chiropractic. Okay. Espresso Express, 52 Seacant Manor Road, Carlisle. We don't want his money. Okay, we already looked at that. Okay, wait. Third from the top, 6, 7, 8 from the left. Okay. Let's see if we can get to that spot. It's near the table with the...
Time to hit the sack.
Shoot.
Could use some sleep.
All right, well, we'll have to come back tomorrow, I guess. Okay. It's the following day. Beep-a-beep-deep, beep-a-beep-deep, beep-a-beep-deep. Okay. I think that we should head back to the bookstore. All right, novel books again. Okay, in we go. Here we are. You know what? I really need to see the instructions again. Can you please? Okay. I am feeling stuck. Okay, I was feeling trapped. I need to look at that wallet again. Hang on. Okay. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Okay. I was not even in the right bookshelf. I'm taking a photo of this so that I can refer to it. Okay. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's go here. Let's go back here. This is the bookshelf I need to be in. It says, third from the top. 1, 2, 3. And then it says 6th and 7th and 8th from the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, look at that. They all came out. Okay. Sun. It's stuck. Oh, okay. Hang on. Hang on. Why won't you let me combine? Okay, hang on. Menu. How to. Okay, to combine. Combine items in the examine window. If an item needs to have another combined with it, the cursor will display as needs. Okay, got it. Close. I have to be in the looking menu, and then I can...
The can is missing something.
Okay, hang on. Aha! Okay. Okay. Sun, wind, rain. And now we have a key. Yahoo! Okay. Okay, so the other thing then may not have been... Okay, so the other letters that we were finding in books. OMWINROXB. Okay. BOX is box. What? Can I make any words from the rest of these letters? Maybe. Maybe not. Okay. Does that key open the cash register? Or does it open the back room? We'll have to check. Come here and see if this key opens the cash
It
register.
doesn't work.
Okay. No, we don't want that yet. Turn around. Does this key open this door?
That doesn't work.
Shoot! It was worth a shot though, right? Okay. Okay. On page 79, we have the letter O. And on page 80, we have the letter X. Okay, this is on page 23, we have the letter B. So, okay, so this little Jenny spider, I think, is a hint for how to make a person, how to sneak past a person. Okay. Dead nettle, forsythia, geranium iris, orchid pansy, yarrow zinnia. Yeah. I don't know. There's a lot of puzzles in here.
Would you mind if I asked you some more questions?
Ask away.
What do you usually do to help Gerald run the store? You mentioned the store being busy the day Gerald disappeared. Abnormally busy? Has Gerald ever gone on a spontaneous vacation or trip? The day Gerald went missing, what did you do that evening after you went home at 7 p.m.? Do you have a key to the cash register? Let's start with that.
Do you have a key to the cash register?
So that's how you detectives get paid, huh? But no, I don't. Sorry.
Okay. What do you usually do to help Gerald run the store?
What do you usually do to help Gerald run the store?
Sit in this corner all day? Not even kidding. If a customer has a question on where to find something, I locate it for them on the shelves. I also give suggestions of good reads based on what kind of genres they're looking for. Classics, thrillers, historical fictions, how-tos, you name it.
Do you have a job besides this? It sounds like you spend a lot of time here.
Technically speaking, I work in an insurance agency, but the past few months they've been cutting my hours. I used to spend time here to relax after work, but when my job situation started to go downhill, Gerald offered to take me on as a part-time employee.
That's cool. That's really generous of him.
Wow, that's really generous of him.
Gerald's just a genuinely good-hearted person, who are unfortunately becoming a dying breed.
You mentioned the store being busy the day Gerald disappeared. Abnormally busy?
You mentioned the store being busy the day Gerald disappeared. Abnormally busy?
You'd be surprised how much traffic this place gets. A day like that happens at least twice a week.
Okay. Gerald sounds like a real business mastermind running such a successful little mom and pop shop. Or I bet there are plenty of people who already miss coming here.
Gerald sounds like a real business mastermind running such a successful little mom and pop shop.
I wish he were here. He'd get a kick out of being called a business mastermind. He's not a businessman at heart, but he's got a way of making everyone feel like family. It's like he runs a community center, not a bookstore.
Has he ever gone on a spontaneous vacation or trip?
Has Gerald ever gone on a spontaneous vacation or trip?
The man is the antithesis of spontaneity. I've known him around 5 years, and he's never left the store out of the blue like this.
Huh. What did you do after work that day?
The day Gerald went missing, what did you do that evening after you went home at 7 p.m.?
Probably thawed some frozen dinner and watched TV. The new episode of Crypt Diggers would have been on at 8, and then I normally go to bed at 11.
Thanks for talking.
Never a problem.
Okay. So, I still am not sure what to do with most of the letters that I got from Circled Books, or Circled in Books. I don't know what to do about this note or about this chest. Maybe I have notes telling me what I should be focusing on. Open Gerald's cash register. Keep an eye out for the police reports. Give Eileen Davies a call. Unstick the metal dials on the bookstore shelves. Okay.
That's not done yet.
Okay, cool. Alrighty. Oh wait, what kind of flowers are these? Dead nettle, forsythia, geraniums, iris. Do they look like irises? Blooming season, March through June, average height 2 to 4 feet, growth rate medium, plant type bulb, hardiness zones 3 through 10. Is that at all meaningful, or is it an orchid? March through November, 3 inches to 2 feet. Slow growth, bulb flower, hardiness zones 10 through 12. Okay. Is it are they orchids or irises? Let's take a better look at them. They definitely looked like they could be either of those. I mean, at a casual glance. Do these look like irises? Is that even important? Maybe I'm focusing on the wrong things. And then there's also the puzzle with all the letters. Where did I write down all those letters? Oh, on this other page here. My goodness. E. 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 N or N-O-T. I don't think the puzzle pieces wait, how is there 4 corner pieces? R is a corner piece. D is a corner piece. O is a corner piece, and then there's another corner piece. There's multiple corner pieces. These puzzle pieces don't make any sense. Like, there's already a corner piece in the puzzle, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, there's too many corner pieces here. I don't know what that puzzle's intention is. Okay. Okay. Let's go back to the apartment and phone the lady. Oh, 5550927.
Terrence, is that you?
I'm sorry. Mrs. Davies?
Oh, yes, this is she.
My name is Penelope Pendrick.
I'm working with the Carlisle police to help find your son. Would you have a moment to answer a few questions? Or, I know you're going through a lot right now, but I'm working with the police to do everything we can to find your son. If you're feeling up to it, would you mind answering a few questions? Let's do this one. Sounds a little softer.
I know you're going through a lot right now, but I'm working with the police to do everything we can to find your son. If you're feeling up to it, would you mind answering a few questions?
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Okay.
Can you please describe the entire day he went missing in detail? From morning to evening.
Let's see. I got up at 6:30 as usual and started making breakfast. Terrence sets his alarm for 7 and ate quickly after he got up. He had me sign a permission slip for some field trip, and then he gathered all his school supplies and left. As he was leaving, we argued about some stupid little thing. I think he had left his jacket on the floor. And that was the last time I saw him angry at me. I just keep playing that over and over in my head and hating myself for it. I left work at 5, and he was out when I arrived back, which isn't too abnormal, but when he wasn't home an hour later, I started calling around to his friends' moms. He wasn't over anyone else's house. Then it got dark, and he still wasn't home. That's when I called the police.
Thank you for sharing this with me. I'm sure it's not easy to think about.
You mentioned a field trip. Can you tell me more about that? Or, I heard that Terrence told his friends he was going hiking after school was out. Do you know of anywhere in particular he likes to go? We can ask both of these, it looks like, so let's go ahead and do that.
Now, you mentioned a field trip. Can you tell me more about that?
It was for his art class. A gallery that they were going to tour that day, not far from here.
Do you remember the name of the gallery?
Something pretentious. Bold decisions, bold and brash. I have the paper around here somewhere. That's right. Bold depictions. 3297 Ocala Street, Oakford, Connecticut.
Thank you. It could be a start.
If you say so.
I heard Terrence told his friends he was going hiking.
I heard that Terrence told his friends he was going hiking after school was out. Do you know of anywhere in particular he likes to go?
It could have been anywhere. That boy's practically explored the entire state.
Could he have gotten lost or hurt somewhere in the woods?
No! No, impossible. He was a Boy Scout for years, and he's even taken courses on outdoor survival. This kind of thing is what he lives for.
I have no doubt he's very competent, Mrs. Davies, but sometimes things can happen that are out of a person's control.
I said it's impossible. I know my son.
All right. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's never impossible.
Otherwise. Did anyone mention anything else out of the ordinary that happened at school that day?
No. I don't think so. You know what? I need to go. I can't do this anymore. It's too much. Thinking about that day is too much.
I'm sorry.
Eileen? Are you there? Poor lady.
Yes, poor lady. I do feel bad for her. But at the same time, I mean, you know, we have to ask so we can find him. 555-0668. Let's call this John Branham guy. See what that's about.
You've reached the phone of John Branham. I'm currently occupied by something that has a slight possibility of being important. So please call again later or leave a message, and I will get back to you at the earliest convenience.
Huh. All right, well, we're not leaving a message, apparently. Okay, we should look to see if we have received any of those files. I'm not sure where they would be delivered. Perhaps down in the lobby? No, nothing here. Oh, hang on. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. This note, does it mean anything now? No. I was wondering if there was any additional meaning that I could convey or garner from that note, but no. Okay. Is there anywhere else to go? The art gallery. Ooh. Ooh la la. Gallery hours, Monday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is now... is it 10 a.m.? Really? I'm using a code to let myself in? Okay, I'm not sure what that was about. Am I not allowed into the gallery? Maybe it's not a public place. That's really interesting. Can you go down the hallway or anything? No? Oh, okay. This is fascinating.
Welcome to Bold Depictions, miss. Can I offer information on a particular piece, or provide a guided walkthrough?
Thank you. Maybe some other time. I am actually here on behalf of the Carlisle Police. Would I be able to speak to the owner of this gallery?
Oh, yes. You're looking at him. Colin Ellison. Pleasure to meet you. How can I help?
I'm Penelope Pendrick. I'm sure you've heard of the investigation of the recent disappearances here in Carlisle. I have reason to believe that one of the 3 missing people was here the same day he disappeared.
Yeah. And?
Wait, you're aware of this? I'm sorry, what? So you remember meeting 15-year-old Terrence Davis last week?
I'm sorry, what? So you remember meeting 15-year-old Terrence Davies last week?
Oh, too well. Afterward, I googled how to repress a memory.
Can you describe in detail your account of the field trip from start to finish?
Right. Yeah, so the kids and their art teacher were bused in at 1. There were about 10 of them total. 9th grade, I think. I started by introducing myself and giving some background on my credentials. Everything was going dandy. They were mostly all paying attention. I led them to the painting closest to the front door, and then went around the room from there, explaining my process, the decisions behind the composition, the deeper meaning, the medium used, and so on.
Wait, he painted all the paintings in his own gallery?
For 15, 20 minutes?
That's weird.
2 kids in the back started snickering and whispering to each other. Super irritating. Then, one of those kids raised his hand, so I made the mistake of thinking he had a legitimate question. I called on him, and he was like, "Sir, I was wondering, why do all your paintings suck?" All his brain-dead friends laughed, and the teacher yelled at him, which shut him up, but not long enough. I tried to be professional, but a little while later he was drawing something on an index card. He started throwing little pieces of paper with tomato drawings at me, and his spineless excuse of a teacher didn't even do anything about it. Finally, after his friends started doing it too, the teacher decided to just end the whole trip and take them back to the school.
That's really weird. Everything about this was weird, including the fact that you have a gallery full of only your own works. That is so abnormal. I'm sorry, I'm hung up on that part. Okay. You have to admit the tomato thing is kind of funny. Sure, it was frustrating in the moment, but kids do dumb things like that all the time. It's normal. Wow, I knew Terrence was supposedly a troublemaker, but that's downright rude. I wonder if his mom ever sees this side of his behavior. Oh, eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Okay, you have to admit the tomato thing is kind of funny. Sure, it was frustrating in the moment, but kids do dumb things like that all the time. It's normal.
Looks like the police hired a literal 10-year-old to solve their case.
Uh-huh.
What else do you think is funny? Toilets? Boogers?
All I'm saying is that you should take all this with a grain of salt. They're just goofing around, not attacking you personally.
That's easy coming from someone who clearly hasn't poured their heart and soul into anything. You haven't spent years and thousands of dollars to learn about every aspect of a trade.
How would you know that?
Paint pieces that give others something to admire and wonder about. So, yeah, when people insult something you've put your whole life into, it's a little hard not to take it personally.
They're
I
children.
saw his snotty face on the news later that day. Not gonna lie, felt kind of cathartic.
So,
Sounds like you're not very
the
mature.
official statement for the police is that you had a bad encounter with Terrence. Later that day, he goes missing. And then when the news comes on that evening, you, grab a bag of popcorn and smile? Do I have that right?
Oh, lighten up. I meant metaphorically. I'm sure he's fine. Probably just causing chaos somewhere else for now.
I should go.
Aw, what? Forgot your handcuffs?
What? There's something really weird about a grown adult being like, yeah, that kid made me hurt my feelings, and then I was glad he disappeared. That's really a weird thing. You're a weird guy. Okay. I feel like there's more for me that I should be doing here. Can we talk to him again? No. Okay. 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 I don't feel like I'm meant to read every word of this book. I think the zones are gonna come into play at some point, but I'm not sure how. Okay. We've already done this bit. O and M are on page 77. And they're both on page 77. Okay. Okay. Then we'll start at the top of this. And we've got a W on page 40. Oop. The shoe thing. Again, I think that's going to come into play at some point, but not immediately. Okay. Find the link. Is this okay, Jane Eyre? So this is I on page 56. Okay. Okay, and then on page 125. N and R. Nope, that doesn't make any words. Okay, that does not make any words. Poop. Okay. We've talked to him. We've looked around the bookstore. Anything to do with the I don't think there's anything really useful there.
That doesn't work.
Okay.
That doesn't work.
Okay. Oh, let's steal these batteries. Okay. Fair enough. Not sure what they're going to do for me, but... 495. Can I press buttons on the machine? No. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I have exhausted everything that I can think of to do. And yeah, so this is one of the things that I find that happens a lot, is that you have a bunch of items, but you don't know where to use them. And you have opened some books and taken some notes, but you don't know what kind of a puzzle you're trying to solve with this information. So you're kind of left with like a bunch of letters. OXBOMWINR. But like not a real clear idea of what that's supposed to be, what you're supposed to do with those letters. And then that kind of leads you to this place where it's like, okay, well, I mean, what do I do with this stuff? And I find, I guess I get to a place where I'm like, look, if there's places to explore, like in a Nancy Drew, often there's places to explore, and the puzzles are like to open the door or reveal something, you know what I mean? But I don't have any places to explore. Sorry. I gave Eileen Davies a call and I visited the art gallery, but it's like, okay, so great. So open Gerald's cash register and keep an eye out for police reports are the two things on my checklist of things to do. And I don't know how these random letters that I found on the puzzle pieces or the circled letters in the books, like there's not enough of a hint for me to be able to move forward with those. And so I don't know what exactly the expectation is. Like, just like how we have those instructions on how to remove rust from something, but it's like, okay, great. Am I supposed to have a rusty something right now? Am I meant to have something rusty in my possession right now that would, and if so, where was I meant to have found that something? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of where it's at. I don't dislike solving puzzles or like word puzzles or things like that, but I do find that puzzles with no context are frustrating because I don't necessarily know what, like the finding the note in the wallet that's like, hey, here's some words that you can decode using the the inlaid, like the table with the inlaid letters, and then sort of guiding you to that spot. That's fabulous, because that's like, okay, there's some kind of context being provided here. The lack of context for the other stuff just makes it a bunch of gibberish that I've written down in my notebook. In particular, the puzzles, the letters on the puzzle pieces. Are they meaningful or not? Like, the other thing is that I don't know if anything is a red herring. I don't know if, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if that was meant to be something that I could solve at this point in time, or if if it's similar to the, I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say more, but like, really, I don't even know what more I can say. So I will say that I'm never a fan of, I'm never a fan of not enough context or not enough guidance. And I think that when you don't have, like, if there's not enough small wins or any, or like I say, context or guidance for me to encourage me to move forward, I kind of feel like, ugh, I don't care. I don't care if the kid gets found. I don't care if the lady gets found. I don't care if the book guy gets found. Like, and I think that that's a real shame, because it would be much better if I actually, if my curiosity were piqued. So, yeah, like, I hate when I am in a place where I have, like, written some stuff down in a notebook, but there's nothing really pulling at me or tantalizing me to move forward. I don't know if that's just because, like, I don't know if there's a failure on my part to feel more curious. Like, should I just force myself to be more curious? Or is it possible that it's like, I think what I would like to do is see what other people are doing. Like, I would like to watch someone else play this game and see how they move through. That's weird that I'm in the middle of my book for no reason. Okay, well, anyway. Yeah, I think I would want to watch somebody else play this game and see what they do, because I am completely lacking in curiosity to move forward. Like, I would like there to be something, like, for example, finding the book about the footprints and having the measuring tape. It makes me feel like it would be really fun if I had a place to go to find a footprint, but I don't have a place to go to find a footprint. I can look at the building I am staying in. I can, oh, look, the thing got slid under the door, so I guess that's something. Anyway, but, like, basically it's kind of feeling like I would want there to be I feel like when I see something that leads me to think that I'm going to be able to, like, oh, I'm going to measure a footprint to find out someone's shoe size, and then you kind of can't go anywhere with that right now. And there's, like, several of those things where you're like, oh, you know, like, for example, Al and Jake and the glasses. Like, is that meaningful or just flavor? Do the puzzle pieces mean anything? Like, I think it would be cool if you could put the puzzle together and then the pieces with the letters on them might spell something out once you put the pieces together. But just having them like lying on the table there, and obviously it is not a puzzle that gets put together because there's too many corner pieces. So, okay, so great. So am I just left with a whole bunch of letters and I am meant to like just anagram those out all by myself, like through trial and error? Or no? Do these make words? Or are they a red herring? Like, that's kind of like... So, it feels really like... I guess one of the things that I think is that I'm like, I don't want to just solve anagrams. And so when your puzzle pieces puzzle game and the letters in the books seem like it's like just anagrams and more anagrams and more anagrams, I'm like, well, I don't want to solve anagrams. I just don't want to. I don't want to solve endless anagrams. I don't want to have to solve an anagram in order to find out what to do next. Also, that also seems so boring to me. And like that's, and again, I'm not trying to be like, and therefore nobody should ever put anagrams in their games, but it's like, but like I said, I don't even know if that's what they are. I don't even know if the letters, the circled letters in the books, am I supposed to put the titles, am I supposed to rearrange them in any specific way? Are those all of the letters that I need? They don't seem to form any words. Like, just the letters that exist here don't seem to form any actual words. So then I'm like, well, maybe I'm missing letters, or maybe, I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what to do with those. Yeah. So maybe the point is, maybe they're teasing, like maybe it's little pieces of puzzles that I gather now, and I'm not supposed to know what to do with them yet. Maybe I'm not supposed to find that out until quite a bit later. So I don't know. The guy at the museum was kind of a weirdo. That's not really here nor there. That's just, the guy at the museum is kind of a weirdo. Okay. So he lives and works at the same place. Can you please stop it? Okay. Sorry, my cat was scratching at my chair because she would like me to feed her. And I will be feeding her in a moment. But I need her not to scratch at my chair. Okay. Call came from Alan Ricky's after Mr. Cook did not open his bookstore at the usual time of 8 a.m. Okay. Cool. Is there anything here that's super useful to me? I don't know. He's run away or possibly camping. Call came from Mother Eileen Davies late in the evening after her son did not return home from school that day. Are the dates important? This is on the 22nd. This is on the 26th. Am I meant to go to his house? I don't know. And we don't know anything about her except that she sat at a particular spot and that she wrote, well, it looks like she wrote coordinates here. Maybe there's a map somewhere that I can look those coordinates up on? I don't know. How would we know what she was wearing if... Well, I guess that's what she was wearing the last time she was seen, but we don't actually know. This is also on the 26th. 26th is the last time she was seen. 26th is the last time he was seen. 21st is the last time he was seen. So that's several days went by between. Maybe I'm able to go to a different place now. Let's see if that is the case. No, I can't go to any additional places. Okay. Okay, so I guess I would just... Wait, why are these on the door here? That's new. Huh. Okay. So the only places I have access to are my place, an empty apartment upstairs, the art gallery, and the bookstore. So obviously there must be stuff at the bookstore. Like, I must have enough information on hand to be able to access the cash register, even if I don't realize that I do. Okay. I'm gonna call it here because I don't have anything else lined up. I was hoping that I would get into this and find a role and you know, want to keep playing this, but that is not what's happening. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if anything in here seems at all meaningful or interesting. So this is the shopping list from the... Why do we have a shopping list from the art gallery? Maybe we're supposed to look at his artwork while we're there. I don't know. Anyway, so we'll have to go back to the art gallery and the bookstore. Will you please knock it off? Thank you. You're a very good girl, but you're being kind of naughty. Yeah, I was hopeful that this would like really like that play that I would be able to force myself to be interested enough to keep pushing through. But I am not, and I am disappointed about that. I'm not disappointed in the game. I'm not disappointed in me. It's just disappointing that I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what I'm not sure what I'm expecting from these that is not happening, but something. I'm expecting something that is not happening, and I don't know what it is. I just don't find this as engaging as I wish it were. And I feel like that's a shame because I think, you know, like, is that a failure on my part? Am I not giving it enough of a chance? I don't know. Anyway, I might come back to this another time, but for now I'm going to let this go. So thank you if you watched it all, if you were here, I really appreciate it. I do feel grateful to anyone who hangs out with me, even if I am super boring and not at all entertaining. In fact, I think if you're hanging out with me and I'm super boring and not at all entertaining, I'm even more grateful because wow, thanks. Yeah, I don't know what to say. So I'm just going to say goodnight. Bye.